Well, hey guys, it's Viejo here, and we are in the third week of September in 2024. Time's flying, isn't it? Had another nice day here on the central coast of California. I'm just now back from the range. Got some shooting done this morning, and I'm looking at 69 degrees out here in the garage, 55% humidity, so very, very nice and pleasant. It's kind of cloudy though. Hey, welcome to episode 1 of Wadcutter Wednesday. And what we're doing, if you didn't see the introductory piece last week, is I've got a whole bunch of Wadcutter molds. Not talking semi-Wadcutter, talking about full Wadcutter molds. Something like 20 different ones. And I thought, well, I'll cast these up and just kind of present them to you and show you what some of these different Wadcutters look like, and we can talk along the way about some of the differences between them, because all Wadcutters are certainly not cut alike. What we're going to start with today is making some Hensley Gibbs number 50. It's a very popular design. There are some of the other manufacturers that make molds that are almost the same. In fact, let's take a quick look right now. So here's the Hensley Gibbs, okay, number 50, and I have several versions of that Hensley Gibbs mold. They made it in 0.356 diameter, which is what I'm going to use today because the alloy that I use is going to drop a little bit bigger. Plus we're going to powder coat them, so they're going to come out real close to where I want them and not really need much sizing, although I probably will size them anyway. Let's get down here on a piece of paper and compare this Hensley Gibbs number 50. Incidentally, the powder coat color is lime green. A really good one to use, and look and see how that one compares to a couple of other ones that are almost identical. All right, here is the Hensley Gibbs number 50, very common design. By comparison, here is the MP. Okay, they call it the HG50 hollow base Wadcutter. You can also do those in solid bases, as we'll see in another video. Very similar also is the RCBS 38148 Wadcutter. Okay, we're looking at the number of grease grooves and the position of the crimp groove up at the top. Okay, knee plats on those are all about the same. That's really a button nose is what we should call that. Okay, and then here is the Lee. Notice that the Lee's got a smaller button on it, but also very similar design, and the Lee mold is a very popular one. And you can see the comparison of the buttons there. All right, so let's get back to Hensley Gibbs. So the Hensley Gibbs number 50, very popular design. As I said, a number of the other mold makers today can get you a mold that's almost exactly the same. Probably that MP is the closest, plus you get the advantage of that hollow base. If you want it, you can do that one in a solid base also. I want to show you some of the casting stuff, but you know here on YouTube they're not going to let me even show you the mold. I've gotten in trouble for that before, and I certainly can't show you the casting process. If you want to see all of it, you got to go over to the Rumble channel, okay, and you type this in right here in Rumble's little search bar up at the top. Okay, that will get you to my channel over there, and sadly I can't even give you a live link here on YouTube, but that's their rule, so we got to follow. And the video that I have of the casting session this time about, all I can show you is the bullets coming out of the oven after powder coating. So I really hope that you guys will drift on over to that Rumble channel of mine and take a look at the casting process. I'll say this, it didn't go perfectly well. I hadn't used that particular version of the H&G number 50. As I said, I've got several of them, and there's a little bit of an issue with the top of those mold blocks. It produces a little bit of a whisker on the base. It's not horrible. They come out on sizing and so forth. But anyway, so if you can, try to find me over there in Rumble. And if you're interested, if you want to see the casting process, you got to go over there. Okay, here are the Hensley Gibbs number 50. the 356 version Wadcutter 438 Special. Here's how that bullet measures out. This is a 4-cavity mold from Hensley Gibbs. As cast with this alloy, they come out at 144 grains, another grain or so after powder coating. Cast them at 700 degrees using Viejo #1 alloy, which is approximately 9532. It's a range scrap base with a little bit of extra added tin. All the cavities do measure out with that alloy at 0.357. And the overall length of that bullet's 0.580. And from the base up to the top of the crimp groove is 0.475. But you did get to see what that particular bullet looks like, and we compared it to some of the other players that are very, very similar. Those H&G molds haven't been in production since the late 1990s, so the only way to find one is a used one, and there are some modern mold makers that produce virtually the same bullet. Okay, so I wanted you to see that. I think that's about the best we can do here on YouTube. Next week we'll get them loaded up and shot for you, but from the Viejo bench for now, that's all she wrote.